Don't cry. Must think, but carefully. Hold back the fear. My name is Abigail. Abbie. I am 25 years old, and I live with my boyfriend, Terence Wilmot, in a flat on Westcott Road. I work at J & Joiner's, designing office interiors. How long had I lain here? An hour? A day? It was January, I knew that. I tried to think of the last day I clearly remembered, but it was like looking into fog. Why was I here, and what was going to happen to me? Dread ran through me. He could starve me. He could rape me. He could torture me. He could kill me. Don't cry, Abbie. Mustn't cry. Footsteps. Soft. The sound of someone breathing heavily as if he was climbing towards me. There was a click, and even from beneath the hood I could tell he had switched on a torch. I could see through the grain of the fabric. "You're wet, silly girl." He pulled the hood up slightly and, quite gently, pulled out the cloth. For a few seconds all I could do was pant with the relief of it, pulling the air into my lungs. I heard myself say, "Thank you." My voice sounded light and feeble. "Water." He undid the restraints on my arms and chest. He lifted me into a sitting position. A new kind of pain pulsed inside my skull. I sat passively and let him put my arms behind my back and tie my wrists together, roughly so the wire cut into my flesh. "Open your mouth," he said in his muffled whisper. He slid a straw between my lips. "Drink." The water was tepid and left a stale taste in my mouth. He put a hand on the back of my neck and started to rub at it. I mustn't cry out. I mustn't be sick. His fingers pressed into my skin. "Where do you hurt?" he said. "Nowhere." My voice was a whisper. "Nowhere? You wouldn't lie to me?" Anger filled my head like a glorious roaring wind, stronger even than the fear. "You piece of shit!" I shouted in a mad, high-pitched voice. "Let me go, and then I'm going to kill you, you'll see!" The cloth was rammed back into my mouth. "You're going to kill me? Good, I like that." My ankles and wrists were tied now, my mouth gagged and a hood over my head, but I wasn't tied to anything anymore. I struggled into a squatting position, then slowly stood up. My head bumped against a roof. I sat down again, panting. I was somewhere up high. When he came into the room, he was underneath me. The footsteps and his voice came from below. He climbed to get at me. I stretched my feet in one direction and felt only the floor. I swiveled painfully around, my back scraping along the roughness beneath me. I stretched my feet. Floor. I humped forward slowly, feet feeling. Space. Nothing underneath. My breath juddered in my chest with panic. I kept wriggling backwards until I was pressed up against a wall. There was a change of texture in the blackness around me, a sound and a smell. Once again that hoarse, croaking whisper. "I'm gonna take your gag out. If you shout, I'll bleed you like an animal. If you've understood, nod." I nodded frantically. The hands, large, warm, fiddled behind my neck. The knot was untied. The cloth pulled roughly from my mouth. As soon as I was free, I coughed and coughed. I felt the straw pushed into my mouth. I sucked the water until it was gone. "There," he said. "There's a bucket here. Do you want to use it?" "What do you mean?" Get him talking. "You know, toilet." He was embarrassed. Was that a good sign? "I want to go to a proper one." "It's a bucket, or you can lie in your own piss, sweetheart." "All right." "I'll put you by the bucket. You can feel it with your feet. You try anything funny, I'll cut you, all right?" was the sound of him going down some steps, and then I felt his arms under my armpits. Hard, strong hands. I was pressed against him. An animal's smell, sweat. One arm under my thighs. Nausea in my throat. Swung across and put down lightly on a rough floor. My hair was seized, and I felt something hard against my neck.
You know what this is?
No.
It's a blade. I'm going to untie the wire holding your hands. Try anything and I'll use it.
I felt pressure as he freed a knot behind my back. He stepped away.
Go ahead, he said. You'll have the bucket again tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning? Good. Some information. I unfastened my trousers, pulled them and my knickers down, and sat on the bucket. You mustn't do this, I said as I stood up again. You won't get away with it. Drive me somewhere. Turn me loose. If you let me go, we can just go back to our lives. Otherwise you'll be caught.
That's what they all say.
All? The knots being refastened, lifted up high, set down like a dead animal on a high shelf.
Open your mouth.
The rag was pushed in, cloth tied hard around my face. I heard footsteps, then felt a new pressure around my neck. Tight. I was pulled back. I could feel the wall.
Listen,
the voice said.
This is a wire around your neck. It goes through a loop behind you and fastens on a bolt in the wall. Understand? Nod your head.
I nodded.
You're on a platform. Understand?
I nodded.
If you move, you'll slip off the ledge, the wire will throttle you, and you'll die. Understand?
I nodded.
Good.
And there was silence. Just silence. And my heart pounding. I breathed. In and out. In and out. The noose was digging into my neck. I sat up straight as fear rushed in, filling my body. I was clammy with fear, itchy and sticky and sour. I had fallen asleep. How could that be? How could I sleep when I was trussed up like a chicken waiting for its neck to be snapped? I had this dream. My voice sounded hoarse and feeble. I slept and I had this dream. Did you have a dream? Do you dream? I'd rehearsed this. I didn't want to tell him personal things about myself, and I didn't want to ask him anything specific about himself, because if I knew anything about him, he could never let me go.
Sometimes. Finish your water and you can use the bucket.
Did you dream last night? I resisted the sudden urge to grab hold of him and wail and howl and plead.
You can't dream if you haven't slept.
You didn't sleep? Do you have insomnia? I tried to appear sympathetic.
That's crap, he said. You work and then you sleep when you need to, day or night. That's all.
I shuffled forward until I found the drop. I struggled into a sitting position. It couldn't be that high. He had stood beneath me and lifted me down. 4 feet, maybe 5. I took a deep breath and shuffled forward a few inches more, so I was teetering on the edge. I would count to 5, then I'd jump. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wheezing laughter. He was watching me, squatting in the dark like a toad. A sob rose in my chest.
Go on then, jump. See what happens when you fall.
I shifted myself back against the wall and lay slumped there. Tears rolled down my cheeks.
You dunno, do you? He said. When I'm here and when I'm not, I'm quiet like.
Eyes in the darkness, watching me.